Right, guys, so one of the great ways to get to a deep bar position actually is a close guard when people start standing up. It's something you may have seen before, but again, a slight detail that we're going to look at, keeping our hips very, very high is going to help us a great deal. So I'm in my close guard. Now my partner, he starts standing. So as soon as he stands, I'm looking to underhook the leg. All right. So once I underhook the leg, like this is gonna give me an angle. Number one. What I like to do when I underhook the leg is actually reach up and grab the wrist as well, because this is gonna keep his arm across my body, gonna prevent him from pushing in my hips, and omoplatas are here as well. Now, what I'm looking to do is tuck my knee underneath his knee. Okay, so I'm going to release my guard. As I release my guard, notice that my hand is above the knee in this position. Okay, it's just like I was going for an X guard sweep. My hand is above the knee. I release my guard, my knee is going to tuck. As my knee tucks, my other foot comes up. All right, now I'm going to use this to pull myself up. So now I have this position right here. Now, in order to get him down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop from the knee to underneath his ankle. So I'm going to replace hands. I never release both hands at the same time, always feed. All right, so I'm going to feed this hand across behind the knee. This hand comes behind the ankle, and I'm going to start to pull and extend. Okay? Again, from this position, most people aren't looking at knee bars. We've seen this finish now probably 10 times. Okay? All I'm going to do, throw it to the lat. Boom. Once I throw it to the lat, I have the LCL tear or the conventional knee bar if you were to start rolling out. Okay, let's see this again. My partner starts standing. All right, as soon as they do, I underhook the leg. Notice when I underhook, I come above the knee. I'm going to control the wrist. All right. So instead of just releasing first, my near side knee is going to be the one that tucks first. All right. So from here, I release, I tuck my knee, and I come up. So almost like make a figure four. But once I bring this foot here, I now pull the other one in. Now, here's what's key. I'm pulling my hips into my partner. So I need to stay above him. Okay? You have to watch your leg as well. If your partner was to throw their leg over your leg, they have their own leg attacks, but you're keeping him at bay. You're not allowing him to turn towards you at this moment. All right. Now, once you switch here, they can, but you already have them off balance. All right. From this position, lift, tuck. All right. Once you're here, start turning your hips into your partner. You have this, all right? This is attacking their LCL. You want to attack the front part of their knee, like a general knee bar. Go up, just like we were before. Extension, getting the leg. Okay? One thing you have to be aware of when your partner stands in the closed guard is if you don't do something, they can stand up and start attacking your legs. All right, so that's what you have to be aware of. So even as he's breaking your guard, you're coming right through, climbing your way up, getting to this position, switching hands, pulling, and attacking. Give it a try, my friends. All right, guys, so now we're going to be in the half guard and looking for a knee bar. So generally speaking, come on this side. Generally speaking, anytime my shield is in, I don't have the opportunity to be offensive. My shield is to defend. I remove the shield to be offensive, minus this one attack that I have here. Sometimes your partner, they try to cover, I know I do. I try to bring my knee to the hip. All right, so I try to cover the hip. All right. Now, when my partner does that, what I'm looking to do is I'm going to reach up with my shield in. All right, you can still shield across the face and grab the heel. All right. As you grab the heel, the shield is going to start coming to the far hip, and you're going to start pulling this leg towards you. Now we're stopping at this point, because if I just keep pulling here, there's nothing really locking our partner's leg down, and they can kind of, spin out. I don't have good control right here. Okay, so what I want to do is once he brings this to the hip, I pull this through. I pull this to me. As I do, I'm going to switch right above the calf. All right, this hand is going to come underneath, and this leg is going to come to the outside. Once I do, I figure 4. Now, in order to keep this, I stay very, very low on the leg. This is going to be one of the times where I'm not going to feed it to my lat. All right, I'm just going to stay in this position. Notice how I'm hugging, very, very tight. I'm literally bringing this hand to the bicep, other hand's coming over the toes. All right, my ear is in, and I'm just going to extend. As I extend, I'm pinching my knees, and I'm pulling my heels towards me, and I'm extending my hips into my partner. All right. What I don't want to happen is you pull your head away. I want your head to stay attached to your partner's foot while you pull that leg towards you. All right, keeping everything together. Your entire upper body is pulling. That's one thing you don't have to worry about when you're in this position. You don't ever have to worry about your upper body leaving, okay, because your upper body is the one that's leading, okay? When you're in this position, you just need to stay very disciplined and keep your upper body with the lower extremity. So again, you're in this position, your partner gets this towards you. What we're gonna do, we're gonna reach up. As I grab the heel, I drop my knee to the hip and I pull. 1, 2, 3. All right, out, figure 4. You have it. Another thing we can look to do, let's say he wasn't covering the hip, but he was staying kind of close, reaching through and grabbing in this position. Now, instead of coming to the hip, I'm going to come to the solar plex. All right, I'm going to pull while I push my knee into the solar plex, pulling him in this position, switching. 1, 2. All right. Now from this position, I have a lot of good things. Now, what I need to be aware of is that my partner could bring his knee to my butt and start trying to free himself, okay? A way to avoid that is to start rolling in this position here. All right, so now I'm rolling, I'm belly up. Okay, while I'm belly up, my partner's gonna have a really, really hard time getting away. Now, I'm looking to tuck. Get right into position and extend for that knee bar. Now my partner rolled back, whichever way they go. All right, I still have the knee bar here. I would like to switch it to the other side. Okay, again, if he's trying to get this leg involved, I'm gonna reach up and I'm just gonna simply grab it. You can start attacking both feet like we did before. Okay, toe holds. No one would think we have a toe hold from here. Grabbing the toes, bringing the toes right into the calf. All right, Achilles and short Achilles. Short Achilles with literally just one hand and knee bar. All right, this is one of the few things I literally have 2 submissions at once. I have a knee bar and an Achilles. Give it a try, my friends. Alright guys, so now, general butterfly guard, be fairly basic, just setting up, getting to the leg position. Alright, so if I'm in the butterfly guard, I like to go 2-on-1. Okay, so I'm going to bring one hand here, other hand underneath. Alright, right in this position, I'm going to start elevating my partner towards me. As I do, I'm switching right to the Ashigrami position. Alright, once we're in this position, we have entries right to the knee bar. Okay, so from here, until you get to the knee bar, keep the leg off the mat. This way your partner cannot post. All right, they can't post, they can't keep standing, they can't stand into you. From here, he tries to stand into you, you keep this up, it's gonna be very hard. And as he starts trying to stand, now I'm gonna switch off right to this position. Okay, generally speaking, from here, your partner would try to roll out. When he does, you're just going to stop the leg. As you stop the leg, I extend, I have my knee bar. right in the butterfly guard. 2-on-1, elevate. As soon as I do, I swim the foot through. All right? Don't get stuck in this position here, because generally speaking, your partner is going to try to start facing you, pushing this knee down, peeling that leg off, and then you're in trouble. All right, so before they can do that, underhook the leg. All right? Once you underhook, all I'm going to do is I'm going to feed it to the far side. All right? Notice I'm above the knee, and I do have reversals from here as well. I have X guard reversals. All right? I have single leg X reversals. From here, though, I'm going to start feeding this leg and simultaneously pulling this leg out while I feed his across my body. Notice oftentimes I'm facing his back. All right? Now, what you can do to ensure your partner can't roll is you can drop this leg down here while you bring this leg up here. All right, you still have the same exact knee bar, but your partner goes to roll, they can't.
Yeah.
It gets very, very tight. Now you can switch back while I'm still controlling this leg right here. If you feel you don't have the proper torque to get this, come out, switch it to the other side. All right, again from here, toe hold. All right, in order to get this toe hold, I need to come over and really crunch down. Sometimes I was saying touch the calf, touch the butt. Now I want to touch the heel. I want to touch his toes to his heel. All right, I want to fold his foot directly in half. So it's not so much of a tight grip. You can literally, sometimes I just have my wrist hanging, and I'm just crunching down in this position, going for a knee bar at the same time, coming back to this knee bar if you want. All right. Same time, we get to the ashigarami. The biggest thing is with this we have to understand is whether it's in the butterfly guard or half guard, you get to the ashigarami position. All right. One of the ways to capitalize this position is control. All right. So sometimes I'll even take this far foot and I'll step it right on their calf. This way they can't roll. This way they can't really step in, because if they go to face me now, I have this away from him. It's very hard for him to face me. Okay. Underhooking should be a natural progression what we're looking to do, because most times I'm looking for a reversal, okay? But from here, switching, right to the knee bar, all right? From this position, you could try to get your foot to the mat while you extend your hips, getting the knee bar, all right? Literally, knee bars from every position, all right? Anytime you get to the ashigarami, anytime you get to any kind of leg entanglement, simply throwing the leg to the lat is going to give you opportunity to get to the knee bar. Give it a try. Alright guys, so one of the guards I've been really playing with a lot more recently, I've done a DVD on it, is butterfly half guard. In some sense it gives us more opportunities to attack. The main thing is in the half guard, we can basically attack leg attacks on the far side. In the butterfly half, we can attack the same side as well, okay? And that's what makes it special. Plus, we're also hiding our feet against other leg attackers. If you're not comfortable defending all leglocks, butterfly half, any kind of butterfly guard, is keeping inside control. Generally speaking, the moment inside control is the one winning, okay? If we leave our foot dangling, as we saw earlier in some different techniques that I've shown, we can kind of get our legs caught up in some kind of leg entanglements. Not everybody's comfortable there. Personally, I don't mind when people attack my feet because it gives me opportunity to attack their feet. But again, you have to get to a certain level to where you're comfortable with that. So the butterfly half guard, you're avoiding that, you're just staying offensive, and that butterfly hook is really working as your shield as well. So it's preventing people from getting chest to chest on you. Thing is, the butterfly half is I could give up the underhook, all right, and use this as my overhook if I'm offensive. All right, but in order to get to the leg, I'm not going to give up the underhook, and I'm not going to use an overhook, okay? What I want to start looking for is this leg, the same side leg, Okay, so essentially I'm just swimming my foot through, getting to the ashigarami position. So I need to get him to come forward, and while he does, I need to get him to kind of start lifting this leg up in this position. All right, so a good way to get your opponent to come forward is to kind of give them a reason to come forward. Kind of open yourself up so they think they can get chest to chest on you. Kind of like make it seem like you're coming flat to your back, so they start coming forward. The key is what I'm looking to do is keep this elbow across my body. Okay? If I allow this, I'm not going to get where I need to get it anymore. All right, so my elbow across the body is going to prevent him from smashing me totally. And it's going to allow me to get the underhook as well. All right, the underhook is always here if I just bring my elbow to the hip and get this underhook back. So the elbow is going to be across the body. This hand is going to come to the far armpit. All right, from here I'm going to use this to start swimming my partner up in this position. All right, as I do, my hand's going to switch, my knee's going to come in, and my foot comes to the hip. The moment I do, I'm not waiting whatsoever. One simultaneous motion, I'm coming through, I'm getting right here. All right, or in this position, I have my knee bar. It's gonna be hard to get the toe hold from this position if you're a righty, okay? I'm a little bit ambidextrous, I can use both hands. From here, again, crunching the toes down. Another thing we have in these positions, anytime we end up here, is a calf slice. All right, how do I have a calf slice? I'm gonna post my foot on the mat. I'm gonna slide my foot down, and I'm gonna sit up while I have my partner here. I'm reaching through, I wanna get his shin on my chest while I pull him towards me. You do have to watch your knee as well. All right, because it can torque it. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start, I'm not gonna do it to him. Just start leaning to the side. All right, it gets very, very tight, very, very quick. You're getting the calf slice. See this again? See from the other side. The hook in is elevating your partner. Partner comes forward, arm is across the body. We're elevating and shooting this other hook in. I'm coming through. I'm immediately tucking in this position. I also have my toe hold. All right. I also have my calf slice. Now it doesn't matter which leg you have across for the calf slice, so to speak. All right. Not that big of a deal. All you want to make sure happens, turn your foot. The foot doesn't want to be off the body. Foot wants to be on the chest, pulling your partner's thigh towards you, getting this lock. You're using your leg very similar as you would a hand. All right? Back in the double. As soon as I elevate, boom, I'm here. I'm shooting through. All right? And my partner went to roll from this position. And sometimes they do, look, I'm stopping the roll with this foot. I'm following him all the way up. All right, stopping the roll, coming over, switching right to the knee bar position. Again, we have the LCL and the regular knee bar as well. All right, give it a try, guys. All right, guys, so this is not just necessarily an Achilles lock defense. Like anytime your partner is attacking your legs and they put their feet in your hip, we have that kind of a steam lock, reverse Achilles lock attack that we could go for. So I'm in position here. All right, my leg is caught, and he's bringing his feet to my hip to try to get full extension on the Achilles. All right. So the main thing I need to think about is I need to understand what else does he have from this position. If I defend the Achilles, he has a knee bar that I showed you guys 1,000 times already today, right? So in order to prevent the knee bar, what I'm gonna have to do is prevent him from pinching his knees together. So bringing my hand up and over in this position is gonna stop him, okay, from rolling to the knee bar. So once I turn my foot in, there's no more Achilles, okay? But there's also no more knee bar, because from this position, he can't really get a bite on my knee. He can't pinch his knees together, okay? Now he's giving me this position right here because he's putting his foot right in my hip, okay? So anytime your partner is giving you anything, any kind of foot, it's a very, very fragile joint. Like I showed you guys before, like we're taking the back, you can still break the foot. Not something I would really go for, but it's still there. Okay, anytime the foot is in the hip, defending, pushing through, coming right through the toe is going to be there every single time. Now, if I try to get the toe like most people do, coming on the outside of the foot, it's not going to be there. But when I come to the toes and I crunch the foot down, it's not so much of me even grabbing. All right, I'm going to get it every time. Now, attack my feet, let go for anything. No matter what he goes for in this position, all right, my bite is harder. Why? Because his feet are separated. Okay, his feet are separated here, so there's no knee bar, there's no Achilles lock, and there's no heel hook. All right, he went for a heel hook. He's not pinching his knees together, so he doesn't have anything. I'm not even going to roll back. I'm just going to start extending. I'm going to start pulling this towards me. Again, it's a contradiction because I'm pulling and pushing at the same time. As I pull towards me, I'm crunching the toes down. So I'm securing the heel while I'm crunching the toes towards his calf. Okay, it's one of the very, very tight locks that we're going to get. Again, instead of getting in a trade out, heel for heel, Achilles for Achilles, all right, all we're going to do, remove this here by splitting the legs. All right, as soon as I do, I'm coming right through, right to the toe hold. All right, again, I'm basically on top of the toes. On top of the toes, pinching down. All right, go for a leg attack. There's not much that he could do from here because I have him totally controlled. Me staying on his lower leg, on the lower extremity, is preventing him from pinching his knees together. All right, this makes it extremely difficult for him to secure any type of leg lock, whether it be a heel hook, Achilles, or knee bar. Okay, so the first thing we're looking to do is separate the legs. All right, actually the first thing I'm looking to do is I'm going to put the boot on. So I'm straightening my leg. All right, next thing I'm doing is I'm separating the legs. As I separate the legs, I'm catching, I'm coming through. Again, it's not even a grab. I'm just here. Okay, no matter what he goes for in this position, he doesn't have. I'm not going to fall back. I'm going to stay upright. I'm going to stay erect in this position, bringing the toes to the calf. Okay? I can't stress enough, I'm not to the side of the foot. I'm to the top of the foot. In this position, I'm going to get it every single time. All right? Give it a look. All right, guys, so I'm in a neutral ashwagandha position, and I need to think about, how do I become offensive from here? Well, number one is anytime in the ashwagandha position, I'm exposing heels. Okay, so if heels are available, we have to always roll with the break. Very similar defense with the heel hook than it is in Achilles. Because if you have the Achilles on me right now, all right, I want to turn my Achilles in this way because there's no more Achilles from this position. Okay, now there's also no knee bar because I'm separating his legs. All right, so I want to look for my own attacks from this position. So now there's a plethora of things we can do. Number one, the moment I turn my knee in, okay, I can touch the toes, start coming for my toe. All right, number two, I have my Achilles. Now, can I get an Achilles with one foot totally trapped? Absolutely, I can. My near side foot comes to the hip, all right? I start falling back. Look at my foot turned in this position. So if he were to go for mine, okay, he doesn't have much. I'm on a low Achilles right here. I have his, okay? Finally, from this position, if I wanted to, same thing, even with my leg caught, I extend and I catch him here, okay? And once I catch him in this position, I want to think about turning my knees down to the mat. This is gonna help me to get on top of my partner, okay? It's not a 50-50, okay, because my leg is not across him. Okay, so I'm not gonna get caught up in that 50-50 stalemate. All right, but I am gonna have access to getting on top of my partner. So from here, my knees are gonna start turning down to the mat. All right. Once I turn down to the mat, I get on top of my partner, I score my points, and I'm in a safe position. Now, if you were to start putting me back down, the same thing we have to understand is that if he's going for an Achilles, turning my foot in, same basic thing if he were to go for a heel hook. Same thing from here, when I do have him in this position, the attack that I'm going for on the Achilles is a very, very shallow Achilles. All right, I'm coming through it as low as possible, foot coming to the hip. I don't even need to lock hands. I extend and I break. I'm in this position. First things first, be the offensive one, all right? Turning with the break immediately. So any kind of attack you can have, he locks up. All right, from here, I must turn. As I turn, the toe hold is gonna be there, all right? In this position too, actually, if I can just bring my knee up a little bit and I start coming in here, and if I could sneak this over, I have my knee bar. If I don't, I come on top. All right, once you come on top of your partner, pushing the leg down, catching the toes, falling back. It's basically gonna be like a screen tap. It gets very, very tight. All right, anytime we're in any kind of 50-50, we're always looking to attack a very, very low Achilles. All right, never high. I wanna catch the toes the opposite way. All right, it's very similar to a toe hold in this position, and like a heel hook as well. Even though it doesn't look like he's controlled here, you're still gonna get the break. I'm crunching the toes down while I'm digging the short part of the blade of my forearm into his Achilles, getting the tap, all right? Generally speaking, like I said with the Achilles before, we need to have our feet in the hip. Anytime it's a short Achilles, I don't need to have anything. I can be in this position here and have a short Achilles, and I can have a short Achilles on this side as well. You need to understand about the short Achilles. Whichever side of the body it's on, the ankle wants to turn the opposite way. So if it's on my right side, I'm gonna turn the ankle to the left, all right? Catching it here. If it's on my left side, I'm turning the ankle to the right, catching it here. And I'm always grabbing the bicep, I'm grabbing it here, and I'm crunching very, very tight, okay? I'm never gonna get it if the toes are not caught. All right, catching toes, turning up. It's very similar to a heel hook. All right, same basic premise. Here. So if you are in this position as well, okay, many times your partner's trying to hide their feet either behind you, all right, or they're trying to re-pummel to get their foot across the body. As they do, you're catching it right here, right? The moment you catch it here, you got it. Okay, give this a try. All right, guys, so we're caught 50-50, and it gets a little tricky from here because many times people go to 50-50 not to submit, but to stall, okay? So we don't want to get caught in a stalling position. Let's say I'm here, my partner's legs are locked, my legs are locked. First things first, attacking the free foot. And this should be a given. Or most people aren't doing this. Especially if we're in IBJJF, we're not afraid of heel hooks. Okay, it's really gonna open a lot of things up for us. So now, the main thing is, people are always digging for the foot that's caught. So instead of doing that, what I'm gonna look to do is tuck my knee as far as I can underneath my partner's hamstring. All right, from that position, the top leg is free to attack toe holds. Okay, that's gonna be there every single time. Now, here's the key. When I go for this toe hold, and my partner shoots the other foot through and starts trying to hide this foot now, he's giving me access to this foot. All right, now, I have reverse toe holds from here. Okay, I also have Achilles from here as well. Okay. Now, another thing I have that I actually look for immediately, anytime in the 50-50, is attacking the top Achilles. Okay. Now, there's one adjustment that I made from there. So from here, I'll come right underneath, grabbing here, and it has to be a short Achilles in order to get this. Most people don't think that they're in danger because the leg is not isolated. However, there is isolation of the leg because my knee is right underneath their hamstring and their hip is pressed to the mat. So while it's not isolation properly that I would need in order to get an effective heel hook, with the short Achilles, with the shallow Achilles, this is basically all I need. Okay? Now, if there's no heel hooks available, or if the heel hooks are illegal, you can work on taking this foot and bringing it to your partner's hip and make it even tighter. If heel hooks are legal, you don't want to do this because you're giving an inverted heel hook right here. Okay? Even so, if you don't bring the foot up, once I'm in this position, it's going to be one of the same things I was showing before, to where I don't want to stay on my elbow, or I want to get on my shoulder. I want to get on my shoulder because it's going to give me more leverage. Now, once I'm here, I roll to my shoulder, and now my hips are going to get off the mat. So I'm going to push my hips off the mat with my toes. When I do, I have the short Achilles. I extend. See how quick that tap is. Okay, it gets very tight, very, very fast. This is one of the most neglected things, is attacking the free foot, because people think they need to isolate. We have to understand with this, with the short Achilles, is I want to think about putting the toes in the armpit, okay, and just bringing this hand straight through. I don't need to have the hand all the way through, okay? I just need this part of my thumb to the inside of their Achilles, okay? From here, I'm not going to get, I can get it still from here, okay? What really makes this tight is the adjustment from the elbow to the shoulder. So what I'm going to do is I start rolling on top of my shoulder, all right? Getting my hips off the mat, attacking that right there, okay? Now, let's say that I'm going for this, my partner starts trying to push off, that's when I start coming through, and I have the near side knee bar, all right? The knee bar is right there. From here, same thing, I tuck it, I throw it right to the lat, boom, I extend, I have my knee bar there in that position. So that was 1, 2, 3, like 3 to 4 attacks we have right there from 50-50 that generally are IBJF legal, because we're not turning our knees in, okay? Even so, in this position, while my knees are turned in, here, when I'm attacking the outside foot, it's okay. I couldn't attack the inside foot and turn in, okay? But I could attack the outside foot. So, we have the short Achilles, they defend, we have the knee bar, and we have the reverse toe as well. All right, give it a try.